you doing? James coming at you here. I a little project I want to do today. A little bit out of the norm, but it's propane wood stove. I've got a couple questions about some buddies, and I got one in my shack. It's a little bit smaller. What I wanted to do today was build something on the super easy, super cheap. You know, I've had a lot of guys go, oh, well, you know, we don't have welders, so yeah, it's great for you. No, this build, what it's going to be is something dirt cheap. If you got to get welded by somebody else, you know, we can figure that out. So, if it has to be welded by somebody else, the way we're going to build this is it's going to be super easy, super cheap to do. Yes, there's better, you know, plans on the internet. I've seen guys use, you know, 8x8 stock, you know, to do these fancy openings, you know, with fancy doors and fancy air control. We're not doing any of that today. So this is how can I get myself a super easy, super cheap wood stove in my ice hut for, you know, next to no dollars, and next to no welding. If you don't have a welder, like I said, if you have to get a welder for somebody, as little welding as possible, so they charge you as little welding as possible. Anyway, here we go. We'll get started here and we'll go from there. Okay, so first things first is I want to cut an opening here. Now, mostly everybody that I've seen online, they take the easy way out. It's a great idea to utilize the guard or the base as the base, and this is how you do your stove. The problem is they're all wrong. I've used a couple of these now, and the only way to do it is you turn it this way. Because now what happens is you utilize the length for real pieces of wood. You get more surface area for burning because you're going to be burning in the here area rather than there. When you cut your door here, that gives you this area for a smoke chamber, where if you cut this area, you don't have a great smoke chamber, and you don't have a great coal area, and you don't have a great area for fire. So we're gonna figure out how to do a cut here, and what I want to do is, because I want to have this sealed quite well, I want to cut this way, not this way. So then I don't want to cut here, I want to cut somewhere here where it's at its greatest curve. So when I cut it, there's going to be overlap, and that's just going to be the sealing surface, and then I'm going to have a hinge. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to figure that out right now. Okay, so what we got here is my high-tech liner maker 275. This isn't something you can just go out and get. You have to know people. But if you don't know people, you can get a Sharpie and a piece of wood. But I'm not going to tell you that, because you should go out and get the right pieces of stuff. So, now in saying all that, you don't need a big mouth for put wood in. I mean, you need a little bit. You know, when the fire burns down, you're down to coals, and you don't want to feed it again before you're gonna finish up. You want to be able to open the door and enjoy some heat, but you don't need a massive area to feed your wood in. Now, again, saying that, you want to have as much when we cut this way. You want to have you know, you want to cut this way rather than this way, because when you cut on your horizontal, you might be able to get a little bit of overlap, and that's what we're going for here today. Again, super cheap, super simple, I didn't think ahead. We're just doing this. I want something a little bit bigger than what I got in my shack, and what the hell, right? So here we go. Technical. That's what you need to know. This isn't just some fly-by-night operation here, people. Now, normally if you're just cutting some regular stuff, you're gonna use a really thick disc like this. Use a 1mm disc. You don't want to use this for anything but cutting because it is super thin, but it is going to make a nice clean cut, and that's what we're going for here. We can clean it up, we can grind it with this later, but as for strictly cutting, we need specifically for this job a super fine cut. Okay, I'm not going to tell you I had to find my safety goggles, safety shield, whatever you want to use, but I did. But here's where safety comes in. I have removed the valve, which wasn't easy, but I did it, and filled it entirely with water. Since propane is heavier than air, turning over just doesn't work. So just fill it with water until you've got to the top, empty it out, let it sit for a day, and not often am I going to use the word safety, but here it is. So here we go. Okay, so here's one of the biggest problems with using a 1mm disc is they take no abuse whatsoever. So here we go. I have $5 spent. When I can, I buy these discs anytime they're on sale. So again, because they're expensive enough, and these 1mm discs, you go through like nobody's business. So if I can get them on sale, I will. You know, when they're cleaning out a brand, a name, you know, make and weigh, and they put them for $1 a pop, buy all of them, because it's rare enough you're going to be able to utilize the entire thing. Just like that. So I said, when you can, use it. Perfect. I think that came off about as clean as it can. So in saying that, see, we have a nice tight-ish fit, which quite frankly, we're not looking for fantastic, we're looking for okay, because when it comes to it, this is where your air is going to come from, because again, we're being cheap, we're being quick, we're being easy. That's the kicker of it all, remember that. Next step is we'll clean that up a little bit. If you don't have one of these, don't worry. If you use a grinder, remember, don't use your 1 mil wheel. You only use that for cutting fine work. Because quite frankly, these things aren't good for absolutely anything else. They're for fine cutting, auto body work, stuff like this. Now in saying that, I'm going to use my air grinder because I can, but it doesn't mean you have to. Now, this is version 1. If you guys are interested, tippity tap it in the comments below. I can do version 2, 3, 4, and 5, and we can get fancier, bigger, more in depth after this. In grinding this, I want to grind this flat this way. Because what this is going to do is make a basic sealing surface against here. Is it fantastic? Nope. Does it need to be? Hell no. But it's going to help control the air just a little bit. And I'm not caring to spend a lot of time, a lot of effort to make the seal. I just want this to basically do that. So that is all that is. Again, I'm going to be using some tools that speeds this process up. But it's not tools you need, it's tools you want. I might like this one better. That's the surface nobody's going to kill themselves on, that's for damn sure. Now, I think I'm still going to take a piece of sandpaper. When this is all said and done, yep. There, you're not going to kill yourself on it. That's really all we're going for. Okay. That's the big one. See you in a minute. Okay, so what I didn't show you off camera is the time I spent lining this lid up with the base, where what I should have done is mark it prior so I'd know where it lines up. Anyway, all I wanted to do was make it whatever is the tightest fit. That's the way we're doing it. Just your Home Depot, Menards, basic. You know, it's not carrying a bunch of weight, so I'm going to cut that all off. This is where your beer fridge comes in handy. Not because it gives you beer, but it cools off your work piece. Now, the reason I did that is because I don't have enough hands. And again, guys, this is hopefully about 2/3 of the welding needed, and it ain't much. In retrospect, probably should have got a slightly better hinge, but I might have burnt plastic out welding here. So we're not going to worry about that. One thing I want to do is I want to keep some of this handle, but I don't need to keep all of it. So I want to cut this off. And again, because you don't have a welder or whatever reason, I want to take where there's 3 welds. I want to keep the weld here. Let's go up the center, or up and over that way, because what we're going to see later is when this is like this and closed, when I'm done with it, I want to be able to just take this out and use the handle and take it outside, dump it, because I'm using this in a foldable shack, and this has to be cold and done when I leave. I don't have the room. That's another reason why I don't want it upright, because I don't have the room to keep this thing upright. So if we have it sideways, it gives me some height, gives me a lot more burn area, and we can go from there. So, okay, so I'm going to cut this all up. Again, now the nice thing is I can use my cheaper, heavier duty cutting disc because I don't have to worry. Never throw this stuff out either. You never know when you're going to need it. Okay guys, so next step is we've got the lid on, we've got it welded here. Now again, this is something you guys can do, all the welding can be done all at once. I'm not going to fault you for that, like I said, not everybody has a welder. My welder, I got actually Home Depot. They were getting rid of the model number line, and the regular $300 and some, $99 a pop. I ended up taking the last 5 they had in stock to clear out their line. I ended up selling them for, you know, between $200 and $300 a pop. So I paid for mine, put some money in my pocket. So, in saying all that, I don't want this to be a build people can't do. Okay, I'm not pounding the hell out of this. I'm hoping that we can do something here, you know, with the latch, cheap bolts, washers, stuff we got laying around. I'm not going to be difficult about this. So you're kind of learning this as I go, because I hate these perfectly planned out, you know, projects that there's no way you're gonna do it. I don't want this to be one of those projects where grab a couple of beer and parts, and you go from there. I can, I don't know if that's going to make any sense on the camera, but yeah, sure going to look good here, that's for sure. Alright. Well, that worked better than planned. And by planned, I mean grab a beer and thought, how hard can this be? Again, beer fridge. Now it is a lock washer, lock nut, so I'd rather not. Well, it's all the plastic out of it, but I'm not too crushed. Still hot. I'm using a wrench right now just because it's easy to lock and unlock the door, but simply because it's easy. I think I want to put one on the other side. Totally up to you, not a big deal. I just feel it's going to fit a little better, and that's what I'm going for. So, hey guys, James from Problem Child Projects. Just finished up the painting the propane, little propane tank stove. And you guys didn't really need to see the painting of it, but here's the finished got a heavy duty stove. You can do anything from warm your coffee, cook meat on it. Heavy duty 3-inch thick wall muffler pipe. Nice sturdy handle. And I cut off the valve and I used it as kind of an air valve. Lots of air, little air, and because it's brass, you can drill it out really easily. Half of a good quality hinge. The cheaper hinges have plastic bushings in them, and the heat's just going to kill it. Now, in saying that, the heat's going to kill the paint job. That's just the way it is. Too much heat, too close. I got these really nice spring-loaded they're just your standard gate latch. Now this will work for 20 pounders, 30 pounders, you name it, it's all the same thing. If you can leave the bottom on, you have a place to set it when it's done. And again, all this stuff, you can bolt it on, or you can weld it. I welded it because I got it. If you gotta bolt it, you gotta bolt it. No harm, no foul. But there you go. That's the end of the cheap as hell propane stove. And what it's sitting on is a entirely other project altogether. And in the background there's another project, another project. There's other projects there too that I think I might do a little short video about those. But anyway, this is James for Problem Child Projects, saying I don't care how you do it as long as it makes you happy. And just remember, not mad, just disappointed. See you guys later.